Running a small business isn't easy, and after the past year, you may feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Don't worry, help is on its way at the Small Business Expo. Our live in-person events are back, and we are giving small businesses a place to turn for education, advice, and inspiration. Safely network with other small business owners, learn from key industry leaders, and find products and services that can help grow your business. Join the small business movement at thesmallbusinessexpo.com.
I made a business out of my passion. I mean, who doesn't love obsessing over network security?
All our techs are pros. They know exactly which parking lots have the strongest signal.
I just don't have the bandwidth for more business. Seriously, I don't have the bandwidth.
Glitchy video calls with regional offices? Yeah, that's my thing.
With AT&T Business, you do the things you love. Our people and network will help do the things you don't. Let's take care of business. AT&T.
Welcome to Small Business University Online, powered by Small Business Expo, America's biggest business trade show and conference. We want to extend a very special thank you to AT&T Business for supporting small business and being our presenting sponsor. Please be sure to check out our complete webinar schedule and all on-demand recordings from previous webinars on smallbusinessuniversity.online. All of our webinars are free and full of incredible information to help you grow your business. This webinar is being recorded and will be made available within 24 hours on smallbusinessuniversity.online. At this time, we are turning the public chat feature off for the presentation. We will reopen the public chat window closer to the end so that you can post your questions for our presenter to answer during the open Q&A portion. And now, I'm very excited to introduce today's webinar. Please take it away.
Hey guys, thank you all for joining us today. I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Matthew Clark with Protected Harbor. I am not Richard Luna. Richard Luna, our CEO, actually came down with some COVID, so he won't be joining us today. But I thank you all for joining us with the Stop the IT Nonsense webinar, or as I like to call it, Does Your IT Suck? The 2022 Small Business IT Trends. What I want to do today is kind of go over what's happening in the IT industry, some of the struggles small and medium-sized businesses are having, and what you guys can do to utilize IT to be that competitive advantage for your business. So once again, my name is Matthew Clark. I'm the Director of Marketing for Protected Harbor. We are an IT company that empowers businesses to harness technology to cultivate growth. It's not just about hooking your computers and your printers up. It's about how can we take the best technology there is and put it together in a way to help your business grow. We've been around for 25 years. Our CEO is the founder of NetMagic and was a former IT director for U.S. News and World Report. And we specialize in remote work technologies, cybersecurity, and business technology configuration. So businesses right now are not happy with their IT. They're not. No one's happy with their tech. Aside from business, I saw a survey: 60% of people are not happy with the technology and don't trust the technology. And that's just regular everyday consumers, from whether you're worried that your iPhone isn't working right, or your Alexa's listening in on your conversations. There's people are not happy with technology. They don't trust it. When it comes to business, a survey on Reddit found that 65% of customers are unhappy with their IT support. 48% of IT department heads think their own IT is lower in that maturity level. And 37% of small business owners do not trust their MSP, their own managed service provider, their outside company, to protect them from a cyber attack. But there's a disconnect there, and I want to know why. 92% of all business owners say that they have to improve their own technology infrastructure to keep up with external changes. But yet only 53% of those businesses are willing to increase the IT spending this year. So 92% say they need to get better and do more, but only 53% are willing to spend more. Why is that? There is four main stats I like to point to. It all comes down to trust. Business owners, business managers, they do not trust the technology. They do not trust IT. Why? Well, 65% of all cloud network security incidents are due to a user error. 80% of all data breaches on the cloud are due to misconfiguration. That means the people who we entrust to configure and set up the cloud is not doing it properly. 34% say that they just can't find the tech talent they need. And 64% of all IT projects run over budget. So it costs more than it's supposed to. They can't find the people to do it. And the people that do it are not doing it properly. They simply do not trust their IT departments. So where are these issues? There's three issues as we see it that we've seen working in this field for as long as we have, talking to our consumers, engaging in conversations online. Why people don't like this MSP model that we have. First is the outsourced support. So when COVID first hit, IT was overwhelmed, right? That revenue went up through the roof because everybody needed help moving to remote and hybrid work. It was too much for the MSPs to handle. They had to outsource. It was a requirement for them. And they outsourced and found that it was cheaper, it was easier, and they can make more money. So they've left all the help outsourced. So people do not trust that the people I'm hiring are the people that will be answering the phones. The second is this reseller model. And there's two ways to look at this, but my CEO, Richard Luna, likes to say MSP now stands for Managed Sales Provider. Microsoft Office 365 is great technology for some companies, but not all companies. They're really smart, though, at paying other smaller IT companies and MSPs to resell their product for them. And they're not the only one. Cisco does it. Dell does it. Almost everybody has a reseller model. So when your MSP comes to you with a new solution and a new technology, you're no longer sure if that's the best solution, the best technology for you and your business, or is that the best technology for your MSP's bottom line? Last is sales versus tech staff. There's this technology knowledge gap happening within the IT industry as we move from engineers and this managed IT service provider to a managed sales provider model. You need less tech and more sales staff, more account managers, less account engineers. So the knowledge base is going down. It's funny, I have some friends in IT away from here, and they say, they went to school for cybersecurity and computer technology and computer engineering, and they thought they would have this fun life in front of the computer, playing with code, building really cool things, and 80% of their day is stuck in Microsoft Office. They're stuck in Microsoft Word. They're writing reports. They're not building new technology. They're not playing with new technology. They're not going to new workshops. They're writing the reports. They're managing accounts. They are no longer technical experts. So how can you, as a small business owner, as a business manager, how can you protect yourself from this bad IT? Well, there's 5 main weaknesses that we see within MSPs right now. The first we talked about is this outsourced support. So some questions you need to ask when you talk to people is, who has access to my systems? Is it you, or is it somebody in another country I've never met before? Does that person know when I pick up the phone and I call my MSP, when I call my IT company, does that person I'm calling know who I am? Do they know about all the issues I've been having? Or am I just a random phone number that called in and got answered randomly? What do they resell? It's your right to know what other contracts your IT company has with technology providers. Are they getting a kickback if they give you certain servers, certain switches? What if they recommend specific internet service? Is that ISP giving them a cut and a kickback as well? Is that the best solution for you? Just like you want to know when your doctor writes you a prescription, you want to know what kickbacks he's getting from that medication or that pharmaceutical company. The third is what's the tech expertise? And here's the thing. I don't care about certifications, and neither should you. Anyone can get a certification. I'm the director of marketing. I promise you I can hop online and take a quiz and have Google open at the same time and get a certification. What I care about is what's the ratio. So I think the industry average right now is 6-1 admin to tech ratio. We have a 22-1. We have 22 techs for every one admin in this office. What do? They have coders on staff? What kind of engineers do they have on staff? Do they have a database administrator? These are all different technology IT company positions that you need to know about. In today's world, everything's in a silo, right? You have a cybersecurity expert, you have a database expert, you have a engineer expert, a firewall expert. These are all different positions within your technology stack. Do they have experts at that? Or do they have at least generalists that know all those areas? Or do they have to outsource the cybersecurity? Can they do custom designs? What I mean by that is it kind of goes back to the reselling. Are they just going to give you Office 365 and say, here you go, this is what you need? Slack, that's the best thing for you. Zoom, you got it. That's what you need. You need Zoom. Or are they going to sit down and listen to you and your needs and say, for what you need, you don't need Microsoft Office. You don't need to waste your money on the Slack or Zoom. You need this solution or that solution, or we need to build something custom. Or you know what, this one application that you use, the one that's critical to your business and very specialized, that's not going to run in a public cloud. We need to get something different for you. And last, what's the accountability? Do they actually take responsibility for the technology? Do they take responsibility for the uptime? Can they fix all the problems regardless of the vendor? Do they say, you know what, that's Dell's fault? Man, Dell put out that update. Dell crashed it. Dell's got to fix it. That's not on us. Or do they step up and say, yeah, Dell put out a bad update. We got this. We have you. We're going to handle this for you. Too many people are not willing to take accountability because they want this magic uptime number. And if they can blame somebody else, they don't have to hit their own uptime number. So one, how can you save on technology costs? Well, there's 4 main ways we like to help people save on technology. One, and I'll get into this in a minute, get away from the public cloud. The cloud is not cheaper. The cloud is more expensive, especially the public cloud. It doesn't include support and backups and monitoring. Those are all separate charges. Second, find a flat rate solution. A lot of companies I've seen like to move towards what we call break fix IT. Something breaks, they come and fix it. Or they work with a company that has a monthly subscription, a monthly model, but in-office visits are now charged hourly. For those companies, it works in their benefit not to do a quick job and not to do a good job, because the slower they go, the more they get paid. If they have to come back, the more they get paid. You find a flat rate solution company, no matter what you're paying one monthly fee, it behooves that IT company to fix all your issues the right way the first time. This way, they don't have to come back and you guys all save money. Third, review all your subscription costs. And listen, this can be said about me and my Netflix, Hulu, Disney, and Paramount, and any other number of online subscriptions as a consumer I have, but it works for the business as well. What subscriptions do you guys not use every month? And do you need it? Lastly, watch when you buy new equipment. 2022, there's almost no reason to buy brand new equipment. There's no reason to buy the latest model that came out. I promise you, the model from 2 generations ago is going to do just fine. So then, Matt, isn't the cloud the answer to all of my problems? No. Listen, 56% of the overall IT infrastructure spending in this country will be spent on the cloud this year. More money will be spent on the cloud this year than on hardware. But the cloud is nothing more than hardware. It's nothing more than storage and computer space. It's not magic. There is no actual cloud. It's all storage on a computer in a warehouse in the middle of the country. So any problems you have today without modifications will be moved to the cloud. Anything you have, if you have a problem on your system today and you move to the cloud, you don't fix that problem. You just move that problem from your server in your office to the cloud. If your network is slow now and you move it to the cloud, one, it's still going to be slow, and two, it's going to be very expensive because the cloud makes money on data. So if you're running a lot of data back and forth now that's slowing your network, you're going to spend a lot of money on data moving back and forth on the cloud because data costs, backup costs, support costs, maintenance costs. There's all these additional costs to the cloud, to the public cloud, Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, that people don't realize when they say, let's move to the cloud and make my IT life easier. And like I said, in the cloud, there's no built-in backup. There's no support. It's a solution for resiliency, but not performance and not growth. So what will help you grow? What's going to help you and your company grow? One, hybrid work technologies. And everyone says that the remote work's here to stay, and it is. I've been interviewing some people for an entry-level position, and there's people 3 years out of college that have never stepped foot in an office before. Hybrid work is not going anywhere, but the technologies are getting better. So what's happening? People are going to be spending more money on web conferencing, on collaboration, on team spaces and instant messaging, on virtual whiteboards, on office room meeting solutions. This is where a lot of the IT spending is going within this industry. 79% of all organizations have a mix of workers in the office and at home. So what are you going to do to make sure that the workers at home are safe and productive and fast? Because if somebody has an issue, a virus on the computer at home, and you let them connect to your network, it's coming right to your network. So how do you keep yourself protected from people at home? How do you give those people at home IT support? How do you make sure they're running as fast as possible and being productive? It's about finding that right model. And for some people, maybe the public cloud is the right answer. Some, it's the private cloud. It's a hybrid. It's a remote desktop protocol. And then listen, I put VPN, virtual private network, on here just to upset Rich. So a VPN is a direct tunnel, a direct link from one computer to your server. Again, if Mary is at home and her kids have downloaded a game that's has a malicious file hidden in it, they've downloaded a game on the computer, and she now connects through a VPN. There's no gateway there. Because she has a VPN, she has wide open access to your network. She's an approved person coming to your network. And now so is that virus, so is that file, so is that issue. The way to go is this remote desktop protocol, RDP, that more and more companies have been coming up with. So that's another question. When a company says, if your IT company says, we use VPNs, that's the best way for you to go, you say, why and how do you keep me safe? Next is, in the realm of staying safe, this enhanced digital security. It's the number one concern of all small and medium-sized business owners, is being a victim of ransomware, and for good reason. Ransomware has been exploiting flaws in mainstream software. I'm talking about SolarWinds, Microsoft. Every major software out there has been hit with these attacks that's now permeates down through that software vulnerabilities to you, the small business owner. We have a client small law firm, not huge. They got hit with ransomware. They didn't have the backups they're supposed to have because they didn't want to invest too much in IT. They thought, oh, it's never going to happen to me. That's a lot of money for backups. And they got hit with ransomware. They were ransomed to get all their data back at $200,000. And they came running to us saying, we have no backups. Can you guys help us? Our current IT company can't. If you can't find an IT company that can help you in that situation, $200,000 is a lot of money to spend to get your data back for a small business. Also, now you're talking about days and weeks of being down, of not working. You can't work when someone comes and steals your data, so now you're losing revenue as well. But there's no one solution. There's no software. People talk about the cybersecurity software. There's not one piece of software that you can download to keep your business safe. And why would you? Why would you risk your business on one piece of software? You need to have, what kind of user access and authentication do you have? What kind of firewalls? Do you use threat detection? What kind of incident responses do you have? If you need any type of regulation and compliance, it's all about incident response planning. What kind of cloud configurations do you have? What's your email filtering? What kind of blocking do you do? Cybersecurity is the fastest growing segment of IT spending, and for good reasons. Would you rather spend a couple $1,000s a year to make sure that you guys are safe, or would you rather pay for a ransomware attack? Because 60% of small businesses that get hit with ransomware end up going out of business within a year. Next is artificial intelligence and automation. And when I say artificial intelligence, I'm not talking about the new Google AI walking around your office helping you out. I'm talking about AI and automation that will help you reduce time spent on tasks and increase productivity. 37% of all businesses, big and small, believe that AI and machine learning is going to be the most important thing for their success in the next year. This could be something as easy as technology assistant client interactions, whether it's a chat bot on your website that's pre-programmed and learns responses and customer inquiries through the chat. That reduces the amount of customer support people you need. That saves you overhead. It reduces wait time, which people like, and it increases efficiency. It could be new digital marketing automation, which I love, right? I love this AI content creation. Well, you don't need to write blogs anymore. You can go and have an AI do it. You don't need to write web copy or emails anymore. AI does it. I don't need to update every web page anymore. It automatically updates for SEO. I can get AI to go through all this data and gives me customer behaviors and insights back. I don't have to sit there with Excel pivot tables for weeks on end. So here's a few AI tools that you guys might want to check out if you're a small and medium-sized business. I think one of the coolest one I use, Right Sonic. I think it's very helpful. One of the coolest though is the last one, the Extreme Personal Voice Assistant, just like Jarvis from Tony Stark and Iron Man. So if you're an Iron Man fan, and we all are here, then I tell you to go check out Extreme Personal Voice Assistant. Next is integration and API. So this wheel that you're looking at right here, these are all the different integrations just for QuickBooks. For one piece of software, here's all the integrations. You need an IT company that understands how these integrations work with each other and how we put all these different pieces of our business building blocks technology together. The last stat is what scares me the most. Hackers have been targeting APIs, right? Because APIs is what taking the software and putting them together. Have been targeting this API. That's increased 300% last year alone. This is the new weakness that they have. They go after the integration and the bond to get into your software. So QuickBooks might be cool, but the integration you use with Bill.com might not be. The integration you use with Fundbox might not be. 89% of companies say that they struggle with this. And it's, again, because of the lack of tech talent. And my last one is always use a scalable infrastructure model. Matt, what does that mean? I'm glad you asked, because I had to go ask my IT guys. So a scalable infrastructure model means, how are you configured? How does your technology actually work on the back end? And it's using these virtual machines. Everybody's now using these virtual servers, virtual machines, whether you're with a public, a private, or hybrid type of cloud solution. But it's how they configure it. The way that our team and a lot of leading techs configure it is through the scalable model, where no matter what happens, it's smart enough to automatically add new uses to it. It adds new resources to your infrastructure automatically. So let's say you have a big influx of new users one day. We don't know why, we weren't ready for it. Most of the time, that's an attack that will bring you down. Everyone's heard of DNS attacks before, right? That will crash your site, your server, your network, and your money. But when you have a scalable infrastructure model, it's smart enough to grow automatically. You can now hire people, add new computers, new phones, new tablets, new printers, new access points without saying, wait a minute, I need to run down the street. I need to go and get a new server. I need to get a few new storage units. I don't have enough hard drives right now and storage disks. I can't handle all this. Well, when you have the scalable infrastructure model, you can. But to have this scalable infrastructure model and different companies configure this in different ways, this is the best way that our tech team has says that this is the best configuration to use. This is the safest configuration to use. This configuration gives you 99.99% uptime. Talk to your IT department. See what they're doing. See how your VMs are working. And make sure that you guys have the scalable model. And Keith, that's all I have right now, guys. Thank you very much. I will open it up for questions. And just so you know, this PowerPoint will be made available to anybody who wants it. We also have great resources on www.mymspsucks.com. www.mymspsucks.com. We have an ebook, a white paper. We have some cheat sheet downloads and checklist downloads. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. Any questions? Does it look like it right now? So again, if you guys want any more information, if you want a copy of this will be made to everybody that signed up and attended today. Any more information, Richard's contact information is down here at the bottom of the screen. And again, please go to mymspsucks.com. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you so much for that informative presentation. We really enjoyed it. As a reminder, this webinar was recorded and will be available on demand within 24 hours on smallbusinessuniversity.online. Again, I want to extend a very special thank you to our sponsor, AT&T Business. Please remember to frequently check out our webinar schedule on smallbusinessuniversity.online for other great weekly business building webinars. Thank you all for joining us and have a great rest of your day.